Hey, two of us could
Hey,
end
he'll
up
be
on
all
the
right.
same team, bro.
Definitely two of us can end up on the same team. Bro, you never know, bro. I be trying to tell people, bro, you never know what's gonna happen on draft, bro. Draft night is gonna be crazy. You don't know where we going at
I'm
all.
telling
One thing that I am just slightly sad about with the draft process is that it's going to end these two being teammates, right? Like you just heard them say, "Hey, we could possibly end up on the same team." The likelihood of that happening is very, very low, right? First off, the likelihood that Travis Hunter would have ever been playing with Sanders was always low. He was slated to go to Florida State. All of a sudden, he goes to Jackson State. I mean, it was crazy that even happened. It was crazy that happened, but it did. And then they went off to Colorado and, continued to keep, doing their thing. They turned around that Jackson State program, brought them from a team that nobody would talk about or nobody would touch to a team that everybody in the whole nation started watching and paying attention to, right? They went to championships together. They didn't win those championships, but hell, they put on a great show when it was their time to go to championships. And now they're going their separate ways, right? They went to bowl games together. Now they're going their separate ways. But
you. Two of us could
Hey,
end
he'll
up
be
on
all
the
right.
same team, bro.
Definitely two of us can end up on the same team. Bro, you never know, bro. I be trying to tell people, bro, you never know what's gonna happen on draft, bro. Draft night is gonna be crazy. You don't know where we going at
I'm
all.
telling you.
now, let me say again, the likelihood of this happening is very low. However, if you're listening to Pete Prisco, if you're listening to Mel Kiper, if you're listening to Daniel Jeremiah, if you look at their mock drafts, it seems to me that the 1 and 2 picks are already slated. Number 1, the Tennessee Titans are most likely going to go with Cam Ward. Number 2, the Browns are most likely going to go with Abdul Carter, passing up on Shedeur Sanders. If they do, then number 3, if you look at, like I said, Pete, if you look at Daniel Jeremiah, if you look at Mel Kiper, a lot of these guys think that at number 3 is where the Giants will select Shedeur Sanders. They've been linked. If you remember, before the bowl game, the Giants and
Who you? We know where we going, baby.
They might trade up, bro. You don't know.
Hey, we know where we going, baby. You'll see him in the cleats later on this week.
You don't know where you're going.
All right.
Bro, the team might trade up, bro.
You can't get higher than one.
Shedeur were linked. Shedeur at that time thought the Giants would be picking number 1 overall, and he thought for sure he would be headed to New York. Now they're at number 3, and it looks like, the two picks before the Giants have already been solidified. Yes, the Giants went out and they signed Russell Wilson. Yes, they went out and got Jameis Winston. I don't think that matters. I think both of those guys are stopgaps, and I think both of those guys, would would understand if they went out and got them a quarterback. So, at number 3, if it's Shedeur Sanders, then okay. Here's the only way this could possibly happen. The Patriots have to be the choice here. It's not the Jaguars. The Jaguars are at number 5. If the Jaguars were to, get to that pick and Travis Hunter's still on the board, let's say that the Patriots go with Will Campbell, the Jaguars are on the clock, they're not trading away an opportunity to grab Travis Hunter. That's not happening. So that's not a possibility. He's gone at 5 if the Patriots don't make this trade. If you look at, if let's just say for some crazy reason the Jacksonville Jaguars do pass up on Travis Hunter, right? Then you got the Raiders. They're not going to do it, right? So if it's going to happen, it happens at 4, and it's going to happen with the New England Patriots if there's any possible way for it to happen. Now, how would you make it happen? Now, so you have the Giants. I looked at their roster. You're not giving away Malik Neighbors, which would have made this really sweet. That's not happening. But you could possibly give away your young stud edge in Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau had a great 2023 season with 11.5 sacks. Last year he was hurt, only 5.5 sacks, but still a lot of pressures and a better PFF grade, a better PFF pass rush grade. So Kayvon Thibodeau is a young stud. You give up your second rounder, your third rounder, next year's first, and Kayvon Thibodeau. And according to PFF, draft simulator, this could be a possibility. So in order to go from number 34, where they're picking in the second round, to number 4 overall, you have to get to that 1,800 point mark, because the number 4 overall pick is worth 1,800 points. And so in order to do that, giving up the second rounder, which is worth 560 points, the third rounder, which is worth 265 points, and the first rounder for next year, which is about equivalent to 1,000 points, should give you 1,825 points alone before you give up Kayvon Thibodeau. So if you give up Thibodeau and you give up those picks, now you're looking at the trade value that would make sense for that type of trade. So the real question becomes, would they do it? The answer to that question, I believe, is still no, because if they have an opportunity themselves to pick a generational talent like Travis Hunter, they may do that. And honestly, no one could blame them. However, if they were to take the deal, it's a pretty decent deal. And you're going to get a young pass rusher, and you have him for multiple years still on that rookie contract. You can even, add some more with the picking up the 5th-year option. So, it's not a bad deal, to be honest with you. And the second round is pretty loaded with good amounts of talent. So imagine being able to kind of pluck what you want in that second round, pluck what you want in the third round as well. Could be pretty intriguing, to be honest with you. Now, there is another way for them to end up on the same team, and that is with the Giants going out and selecting Travis Hunter and then watching Shedeur Sanders fall and then coming in and, saving Shedeur from a drastic fall on round 1 of draft night. That's another possibility that could happen. It would cost them much less, and they probably wouldn't have to give up Thibodeau in order to make that happen. But that's still risky, because I don't see the Raiders passing up on Shedeur at 6, to be honest with you, with that relationship with Tom Brady.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.